when you're working with your designer, because again, this is usually a question. I mean, the question is, how do you communicate with that person? Your designer has read the script. You're the director, because I assume most of you guys are directors or producers or something, right? So how do you talk to someone about something visual? Well, what I do is I think pictures and photographs are very, very helpful. So after I've read the script, what I will do is gather a whole bunch of images that I think are appropriate or applicable for the film. And I will sit down with the director and go over those images. I don't know how you talk about something visual if you don't have something visual in your hands. You can't, words don't do it. So what I suggest to, particularly to young filmmakers, is that when you're developing the project, or when you're early on in the project, that you should start collecting images that you think are going to help you tell the story. It doesn't necessarily be how you want the story to look. For me, it's a practice. It's serving the two gods. It's the practical God and the artistic God. So you should be showing pictures of locations that you think are appropriate, but also you should be coming to the table with your designer about what you want the movie to feel like or what you want it to look like. So my suggestion to all of you is that in your process, that you start collecting these images, and for people like yourselves, you can either put them on the computer, but generally what I do is that I put together a whole series of images that I think are appropriate for the film, and I go and I talk to my director about them. Says, well, what do you think of this, or what do you think of that, or how do you feel about this? Is this the right feeling? Is this the right color? It will allow you to begin to have that very sort of practical talk about what you think the movie should look like. For me, good production design is not only servicing the action of the movie, but it's also creating a feeling so that the audience is going on a journey that I want them to go on. And also, I want to evoke a feeling in the audience. I want the audience to feel something when they see the film. The tools of the designer are three simple tools: color, line, and texture. And we all know what color is. When I refer to line, what I'm talking about is the shape of the room, the size of the room. Is the ceiling low? Is the ceiling high? That line is going to create a feeling for the audience. The texture is it rough? Is it smooth? Is it shiny? So those are the three tools that we have to service the action of the script, to help develop the themes, and to serve whatever emotional dynamics we want to serve in the script. I, myself, again, I'm constantly looking at things. So what I do as a creative person, again, if I'm seeing images that I like from magazines or something offline, I print it out and I put it in a folder. In my house, in my apartment, I have a folder about this big that is filled with images. And they're all unrelated. But if you were to do that, you just kind of do that for a couple of months, you would begin to see, with each one of you will begin to see the kinds of things that you are visually interested in. And you can use those things to begin to have a conversation with the other artists that you're collaborating with. So even when you're doing a low budget movie, what you have to do when you're working under financial constraints is you still have to service the needs of the story. And it's the job of your production designer to try and go out and find existing locations to service the need of the story and to service the look of the story, as well as stay within the confines of the budget. How are you using color, line, and texture? None of that has to do with having a lot of money. Those parameters that I was talking about you're going to be using the same parameters whether you have 50 cents or $50 million. Okay, it's the same thing.